Hi, Joe, coming at you, RX Healthy Habits, and our continuing series that I'm excited about, where I do interviews. And today's interview is with a great friend of mine, Don Petrie. We go back 20 plus years. Full disclosure, Don and I are also business associates. We're both health coaches. As you know, in RX Healthy Habits, when the students are ready, the teacher will appear. And one of the components of RX Healthy Habits that we have on our website is a form that somebody can sign into to find out if they're ready to start a journey for weight loss. But RX Healthy Habits encompasses a whole bigger picture. But I think this component is one that I think we've had some dramatic results for people that said enough's enough. And today's interview with Don, which I think is going to be awesome because he's got a story. Today's interview is going to be on this question. Hey, Doc, at what weight can I lose my meds? And here's the thing. This was something important to me when I started on my journey. John's going to, I can't even say his name. Don's going to share his journey. But here's the thing. As a pharmacist, it might sound ironic, but I am sickened sometimes how I can't help my patients more than just dispensing medications, because very often one or two medications ends up being three or four. And one of my goals now is, as a pharmacist, is to keep taking care of sick people. But I think sometimes some of the people that are sick, maybe with some work on their own, like Don did, can maybe reduce their medications with their doctor's instruction and with their doctor's guidance, which Don's going to talk about. But it's possible. So, Don, please tell us your story about where you started from and where you are today with your journey.
Hey, Joe. Morning. Great to be here and really glad to share this because I think it's really important where I came from and really what I did. For me, back in, and I'm looking at my notes just so I get it correct, back in October of 2019, I was looking at, I weighed 240 pounds and I had a BMI of 33. Yeah, I was a total wreck. I was on blood pressure medicine. I was on cholesterol medicine. I developed sleep apnea. I was on omeprazole because I had constant heartburn and indigestion. I mean, during the day, at night, it was horrible. And on top of that, I was napping between 2 and 3 hours in the middle of the day, every day.
Wow.
I had no energy, had no focus. I was truly a train wreck. I went to see my primary physician, and he's like, you got to do something. Well, fortunately, this program, your program, came along, and I'll tell you, it was a real game changer for me. I jumped on in October, and I really followed what you told me to do, and my health coach told me to do. And in 6 to 7 months, I lost 70 pounds. It was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yeah. At that time, I had a follow-up appointment with my primary, and I went in, and of course, I was much thinner. I felt great. And they took my blood pressure 3 times, and they kept asking me, are you okay? And I told them, I said, I feel the best I have felt in years.
Right.
I said, why? What's up? And they said, your blood pressure is so low. You should be passed out right now.
Oh, because of the meds.
Well, I had lost the weight, but I was still taking all the medicines.
Yeah.
So the doctor's like, well, let's get you off the blood pressure medicine because you definitely don't need that. We talked about the heartburn, the indigestion. He took me off from that. He did blood work. My cholesterol, he goes, you don't need the cholesterol medicine anymore. Everything, the numbers came back, as he said, they were perfect for a man of my age.
Wow.
You don't know how thrilled I was. Yes. I mean, I went from 240 down to 170.
Wow.
In about 7 months.
Don, I just want to add something here. I just want to add something to this, and maybe ask you a question. Did you ever think 6 months before when you started that you could get down to that weight and lose those meds?
Joe, I didn't think, to be honest with you, I didn't think there was any way that I was ever going to regain what I had in my youth. I mean, I've always worked hard physically. I've worked out. The biggest kryptonite for me is I love to eat. I love good food. Yeah. So the mindset was, hey, I'm eating healthy, I'm, strong. But what happens over time as we get older, we become a little more less active.
Yep.
And that's what was happening to me. And it's a vicious cycle, because as you get into that, you start putting the weight on, you're not feeling so good. Well, I'll wait and I'll exercise tomorrow. I'll make the change tomorrow. Well, I am truly convinced, had I not made changes, I was headed for type 2 diabetes and probably heart disease. And that falls.
Yeah, I absolutely think you were, if you weren't already there, close to what they call syndrome X, that we call it in the pharmacy world. That's where you have the constellation of things that are starting to set you up for type 2, which you'll start to see a little rise in the A1C. You'll start to see your blood pressure or your blood sugars after you eat rise. You were probably there. So let me ask you this. What is your BMI? Your BMI was 33 when you started. What is it now?
My current BMI is 22.
You're at 22. Okay. Now,
I'm at 22. I stepped on the scales this morning. I'm at 157. That puts my BMI at 22. Yep.
Because you're 6 foot what, Don? 6 foot even?
6 foot. 6 foot even.
Yeah,
yep.
So you're a tall guy. So that is extremely impressive. Now, one question, too, that I want to, this will be our last one for the folks, but here's the thing. All the information that we're going to share, there's a lot of detailed references on our blog on RX Healthy Habits. So some of the numbers that people are looking at, with even a 5 to 10% reduction in weight, 5 to 10%, you lost 5 to 10%, you can see some reduction in your risk factors. Now, the doc might not take you off meds. Don had to get down below that before he went off. I had to get down to 20 pounds lower weight, which was more like 30 or 40% before the doc would take me off of meds. And Don made it very clear. He has been very good about following his doctor's orders, and he's done this only with his doctor's guidance and instruction. And when I did it for blood pressure, I had to report to her every 4 weeks, keep taking my blood pressure to see where I was going. And she made me come back in 3 months instead of 6 to check my cholesterol, because she wanted so bad for me to get to my goal, but she also says, we got to do this right. Now, Don, last question. What about where you are now and what you got in your crosshairs to help your health that you didn't think was even possible? You told me you talked to your pulmonologist.
Yep.
Can you share that with us?
Yep. The next goal is to either get off or reduce the use of my CPAP machine for sleep apnea. I had went to see her back in March, and she was very impressed with the weight loss, how I was doing. And I talked to her. I said, what is the chance, because I've lost weight, I'm really feeling good, what is the chance of me getting off this machine? And, the point is, and this is very important, and before I get into it, again, what you said, Joe, always check with your primary care physician, before you attempt anything, because sleep apnea is really a very dangerous condition. Can lead to many other things. So you want to be under the care of a specialist. What she told me, she goes, I can't guarantee that you'll get off from it, but the bottom line is, anytime you make healthy changes, your health is going to get better. So there was a couple of articles, and I've got them here, and I'll reference them really quick. The first one is from the Sleep Foundation, sleepfoundation.org. The article is dated 4/11/22, so it's very recent. And in there, it states that weight loss of just 10 to 15% can reduce the severity of sleep apnea by 50%.
Wow.
Now, there's 3 different kinds of sleep apnea. So again, your primary is going to know what best fits you. These articles are talking about obstructive sleep apnea, which is a weakness of muscles in the throat.
Right.
So, I read that and it's like, I can do this. And then the other article that I looked at was from the American Thoracic Society. And again, they state the same thing. They're saying losing as little as 5 to 10% of your body weight can improve or resolve OSA, sleep apnea.
Let me jump in here for a second. We're going to put all those in the blog so you can read about some of this, especially if you have sleep apnea. So that's going to be in the blog. But Don, she did say there's no guarantee, but let's try. Now, you're already at healthy weight or a little bit below. So what did she say she wants you to do to try? Does she want you just to maintain the weight, or does she want you to try to drop a little more? Because what did she say?
She said, because when you look at the charts, 150 is where I need to be. The BMI is correct. She thinks 150 is where I need to be, but she stated there's things that I need to do. I need to be walking every single day, build the cardio, weightlifting, everything will help. There are also neck exercises that you can do, which will actually strengthen those soft tissues that add to the sleep apnea. So that's where I'm at now. It was after my appointment where I really got serious and said, at 65 years old, I am going to become the very best version of myself that I can possibly be. So since my appointment, which was March 7th, and at that time I was at 178, I'd put a little weight on. Like I say, now I'm at 157. So in that short time, I've lost a chunk of weight, and I'm going to stay with it. I've got 7 more to hit my goal. Then I'm going to go back and see my pulmonary doctor and say, okay, what's the next step? What would you like to see me do?
Excellent. So I just wanted to close with this because what I want to do, Don, I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going to get you back on another RX Healthy Habits interview, and we want to get a report. Now, I'm excited about the fact that you're finally understanding, and this is what we can't get across sometimes to some of our clients. You've expressed this frustration too to me. They can get the weight down, but you're not going to keep it off unless you get into a consistent, light to moderate to strenuous exercise, whatever, something that fits you.
Right.
Long term, weight management is diet, what you put in your mouth, but it's also when you start to maintain weight, it's going to be your physical activity level. So we'll talk about that. Our program teaches that. We don't just teach, and we are good at rapid weight loss safely, but we're more about health optimization and transformation. And Don Petrie is all about, I'm going to take this disease state head on, and I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to try to beat it. So I applaud you, Don. Again, we're going to get you back. We're going to have all the references there for you guys to review. We like to talk longer, but we know we don't like to, sometimes people have attention span. I get it. But we'll be back. We'll be back again. So please do me a favor. If you haven't already done so, and you're on, getting our videos, we're going to have a lot more interviews. We're going to have a lot more videos. But you can find everything on our YouTube channel called RX Healthy Habits. But I'm going to recommend you also get it on our website called RxHealthyHabits.com. Sign up for our emails, because you would get the blog from this talk going right into your email, because once a week we're going to send out emails. But we need your email. So go in there and fill out the form. Also, you can do a chat. Now, we're not always live chat, but if you hit the chat box and we get a message, we'll get back to you. And some of you might have questions about, the sleep apnea, or some of you might have questions about, well, how much weight would I need to lose to drop my A1C for my type 2 diabetes? Any of those questions, we're here for. So take advantage of us. It doesn't cost you anything. So, Don, thank you so much. Your story is impressive. I'm so proud of you. You were talking, I was getting a little teary-eyed out here, because I remember how you struggled. I remember how you struggled in so many ways. And it's really, behind you can say praise Jesus, because he's right behind you. So he certainly had a blessing on your life, and he's helped you see this direction. But you did it. You went out there and attacked this. So proud of you. Looking forward to getting you on again. Thank you so much for taking the time today, Don.